Hey world, welcome back to another video. It is me, abba-yabba-doo, and today we are back with a classic video of mine on the channel, which is reacting to why are these videos allowed on one of the most popular social media platforms in the world, aka reacting to some of— I'm sorry, this is really distracting me. I'm gonna go close my— my foot's tangled around the microphone. Okay, hold on. Okay. And there's a fly in my other window and it won't go away, and you're gonna just hear for the rest of the video. Okay, as I was saying, we're gonna be reacting to some animal abuse TikToks and talking about them. And before we officially start, I'd like to thank the newest member of the channel. Thank you so much, Guinea Pig Facts, for your support on the channel. And without further ado, let's get started.
Come here. Don't act ugly. Oh my god! No! That was bad. Why you bite me? Don't do that. No, listen. I don't like when I have to whoop you. It's your fault. Why'd you do that? Come here. What you doing? Hey. Come here. Be a good girl. Huh? You gonna be a good girl? No. Okay. Hey, come here. Be good. No, don't act ugly. Hey, no. Don't do that. No. That was not nice at all. Listen, you're doing too much. Stop all that. Where all that? Come here. Marsh. Why is this necessary? Why is this necessary?
So I don't own sugar gliders, obviously. If you keep up with the channel, you'll know that. But at college I do animal management and I get a lot of opportunities to handle sugar gliders and learn about them. And I'm pretty sure any animal owner knows that flicking or whooping your animal as a punishment is wrong. Sugar gliders are completely nocturnal, so they're not going to want to be out in the daylight, especially being dragged out of a cozy, safe space that they're sleeping in as they're actively screaming at you, which is basically their way of saying stop. So I think this is a crazy video. Almost like sugar gliders are nocturnal and don't like being out when the sun is, and then the creator liked it. Oh my lord, it's like watching a little kid interact with an animal. It really is. It's painful to watch. So I think you guys got the gist of that video and where we're heading with this, but unfortunately these videos get way worse. Way worse than a woman forcing her animal out of a safe hiding space as it screams at her. That's something I don't think I've ever needed to say before, but here we are. In the UK, there has been a big heat wave recently, and this has caused a surge of videos on my For You page of people showering their hamsters. The excuse here is, oh, it's to cool them down because they seemed hot, but there are plenty of other ways to cool down your hamsters when their body isn't meant to be getting wet, ever. They have sunbaths for a reason. Their skin isn't meant to handle being drenched. The oils and dander in their skin don't need it, and it actually strips their coat of natural oils, which can cause problems. And it makes me so mad seeing little kids bathe their hamsters without parents saying, don't do that. Because clearly researching animals before giving them to your children just isn't a thing anymore. Clearly the comments know this is wrong because a lot of them are just saying, no, bro, no. That was my best impression of this comment section. If you need to cool down your hamster during a heat wave, the best thing to do is give them a refrigerated frozen tile, a frozen water bottle wrapped in something, and just supervise them, because obviously you don't really want to be giving them fabric. I think it's Night Angel sells the houses that you put in the fridge, as well as you can just buy ceramic houses and put them in the fridge. There are so many solutions to this. You can even put their sand bath dish in the fridge, then put the sand in it. I don't think I saved the one that I saw before, but there was also another one where someone was taking their hamster out of their Buka steak cage, which was a pretty decent setup for their hamster, and then sticking them in a wire pet shop cage that is obviously not the best, and saying it was to cool them down. This isn't really going to cool them down because your hamster's just going to be stressed because you've moved them from one place to the other, which is going to heat them up again. So please just be giving them cold things to lay on. And if you thought showering hamsters wasn't bad enough, now we are bathing rabbits. Yep, bathing rabbits. What annoys me is that I'm making this seem really, really cute as the rabbits look terrified and are being forced to be showered, which again, if you want to keep rabbits cool, just give them frozen bottles, cold ceramic towels to lay next to. You can wipe them down with a damp cloth, keyword damp. You can put these damp towels in their enclosure for them to lay on so they can choose whether they get wet or not. Drenching them in water isn't helping them. Why is it so dark? And is going to stress them out more. And the fact that rabbits can't really control their body temperature as well as we can, so they have a high risk of pneumonia, and it's just all around a dangerous experience for the rabbits and a stressful experience. And on the topic of baths, we have a poor little guinea pig being bathed. Putting silly music in the background isn't making this funny. Thank God that a couple of the comments are pointing it out, but like people are putting pictures of their guinea pigs just in the shower soaking wet. And while I do think a bath every year, every 2 years for a guinea pig isn't a bad thing, I don't do it. I will just make sure they stay clean in other ways, like I clean their feet, I wipe them with animal safe wipes, I trim their fur when needed. Why is it so bright and then so dark all of a sudden? Yeah, this guinea pig just looks really uncomfortable, and this isn't how you bathe a guinea pig. If you were to bathe them, you put them in a sink that is just full enough to cover their feet with a towel down so they can't slip, and then you pour the water onto them, avoiding their face and their ears. So if we're gonna bathe our guinea pigs for whatever reason, because I know some people like to bathe them like once a year, once every 2 years, do it properly to avoid stressing them out. There's so many things to unpack right now. A dog bowl full of water with mini donut floaties featuring 2 winter white hamsters being forced into the floaties to float around. What planet do we live on where this is okay? Even if you know nothing about hamsters and think they need to be bathed, why do you feel the need to shove them into I'm getting really angry. Just no part of this is fun for them. Whether you think this is cute or not, this is hell on earth for them. If you are this big, being forced to then be side by side with something that you'll see as competition and most likely fight with in an enclosure, you're also being forced into water, which is completely unnatural for them, and your owner is shoving you inside this mysterious object and you can't escape. There's nowhere for you to escape to. You have no way of being safe, there's no way of you hiding. I'm not going to carry on with this video because I think we can kind of see where it's going. It's just kind of like glamorizing the hamster and pretending it's a doll and packing its bags for its holidays. You know, I don't really care about that. You can pretend to play with your hamster as long as you're not harming it. Why is it blue?
Why are you blue?
Why is it blocking me from TikTok? Everything in this video is going wrong. Does this hamster know Walter White? Because I think Actually, I don't think they'd be friends because Walter White was really mad that Jessie turned blue. I don't have words, and also I'm really tired. So that's probably why I have no words, but this is a really bad day to film a video on. What am I doing? It's just mad to me how people will happily abuse hamsters, especially hamsters. And I actually spoke about this in a video. It was one of my first ever viral videos, and none of my videos so far have topped that or reached that amount of views. And even under that video, people were mad at me for talking about how hamsters are abused because, yet again, they're like, it's just a hamster, it's just small, it's a small animal. It's not just a hamster. Like, oh, it's just a living, breathing being. It makes me so angry how even TikTok is just letting these slide. It kind of gives, all these videos remind me of 2021, where there was a big trend where people would have a handful of baby rabbits and hold the actual rabbit and then kind of like drop the baby rabbits from behind it to make it look like this rabbit was giving birth. And people were like, oh my god, this is so magical that we're witnessing life being created. No, you're just dropping fragile baby bunnies onto the floor. Like, all these kind of videos just ruin the animal community and really harms the image of small animals, again, while people like me are fighting for them to be seen as living, breathing beings. They are living, breathing beings, but do you know what I mean? Like, as much as it's harmless, like if the hamster wasn't blue and if they just had a regular hamster in a good setup and they got it out and they made all this stuff to make it look like they were from a house and packing their bags, then that's fine, okay? It's just a bit of fun. It drives me mad that people will see this and then actually treat it like a toy. So as much as this video is harmless, small animals aren't toys, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Can we also talk about how ironic this comment is? 2 Roborowski hamsters in a very obviously inappropriate abusive cage with them saying, poor hamster, stop. Is this some kind of joke? This is why we don't have hamsters living together, because they fight. They clearly have some kind of blocker, but it's like see-through blue, so they can still see each other, and they're fighting through the bars around the blocker, so it's not doing anything anyway. Like, why do people look at winter whites and say, yeah, they're social, they want to be best friends? Do you know hamsters, which are like 90% of the time completely solitary animals and hate each other? I'm gonna put 2 in an enclosure. There's actually 3. Far away enough that they can't actually kill each other, but close enough that it winds them up for the rest of their lives. I'm a firm believer that even if you think a hamster is social, they should never be in contact with other hamsters, because it's just like living with a roommate that you don't really like and you just have to spend your life tolerating them, and the longer and longer you tolerate them, the more stressful your life becomes because you just don't get along. That's kind of what I feel it's like for hamsters that are forced to live together and get along, so their owners just keep them together forever. I hate it seeing people say, let's get 2 hamsters, let's get 2 winter whites, they're social. In what world are hamsters social? This video is the one that started the list. I am the girl with the list, but animal edition. This is the one that made me make this fold on TikTok. Can you see why I started the list? Let's analyze this a minute. So they chuck a bunch of guinea pigs from one bucket high in the air down into another bucket on the floor, fill it with water, like nearly to the top. Like I would say that's at least halfway of that bucket, while they're all stacked on top of each other. So any of them could be underneath the water right now. They could be inhaling that could be getting in their ears, in their eyes. They flick their bellies. The original creator for this channel, I have commented on so many other YouTube shorts telling them stop flicking their bellies, and they will reply to me and they'll be like, I'll try and do better next time. Do better, just don't do it. Don't flick their bellies. And not only that, not only did they basically just borderline waterboard them and flick their bellies and flip them on their backs, they also wrung them out like a rag, like wrung them out, and then they were carrying them around by their necks. This creator makes me so mad, and I've contemplated doing a full video on their channel, but I'm really worried that if I do that, people watching that video will go to their channel. So I probably will, but I'll have to censor who they are so that people don't find them and monetize them further, because they have thousands of subscribers, they get thousands of views, lots of likes, and it drives me insane that actual welfare animal channels will be getting paid nothing or little to nothing for spreading awareness because it's not interesting. But when you have videos where this person is actively abusing an animal and harming it to the world with cute music playing in the background, is insane to me. And I don't want to hear the excuse that they're in a different part of the world, they're foreign, their country has different standards. Anyone will watch this video that has a heart and a soul and say this is abuse and this is wrong, or these guinea pigs look hurt because they're being carried around by their necks, wrung out, borderline drowned. And also, guinea pigs, when they're nervous, they poo more often, and a lot of rodents will do that. If they're stressed, they'll poo. So if you are bathing a guinea pig properly, they might go to the toilet, they might not, but the amount of poop coming out of one of the guinea pigs as they are holding it over the new bowl, as they're bathing it and they're dunking it in the water, just constantly dunking it, and it's pooing everywhere. This animal is so scared. If you couldn't read its body language before and tell it's scared, you'll be able to tell it's scared by the fact it's pooing everywhere. I will most definitely do another one of these videos again, because animal abuse never goes away, unfortunately. But it's my mission to make it go away a little bit more. So if you see any of these videos, don't bother reporting it, because what that does is stops the creator of these videos getting told off by viewers, and also just hides the abuse from the world. Let it be seen, let it be shouted about, and educate the people that are making these videos. With all that being said, I'll see you next Sunday at 5 PM, and until then, bye-bye! Little freak outside my door.